I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore. I used to be a guy who was experiencing the world, and now I feel like the world and the universe experiencing a guy.
Just now, shocking news broke. Jim Carrey is blowing the lid off Hollywood's darkest secret, controlled by the Illuminati. He's casting off his old persona to expose a hidden world of deception and power. Facing fierce pushback, he stands alone, cut off by an industry that once celebrated him. Armed with his deep-rooted values, Carrey is challenging the shadowy forces behind the scenes. What if the glitz and glamour were just a mask for something sinister? Tune in as we uncover the devastating details Jim Carrey is risking everything to reveal. The strange forces behind Hollywood's sparkle. Jim Carrey has decided he's no longer the Jim Carrey everyone thinks he is. He's come to realize that he never truly was that person, and this new understanding has pushed him to take bold steps in showing the world who he really is. He's tired of all the lies and dishonesty, and tonight, he's ready to reveal the truth. He believes that the symbol of the Illuminati has been quietly shaping what we see in the media for years. According to him, comedians, TV hosts, and sitcom stars are used by the government to keep people entertained and distracted, so they don't notice the darker things going on. He suggests that Hollywood, with all its glitter and glam, is just a cover for a world filled with scandals and secret gatherings that only a few get to join. As the world watches, his next words could unravel the very fabric of Hollywood, or seal his fate as an outcast, forever silenced by those he dares to expose. Carrey is determined to expose these hidden sides of the celebrity world. He still holds on to his roots and the values he grew up with, even while speaking out about what he sees as the darker side of Hollywood. Known as the King of Comedy, he has been openly talking about these troubling things, but it's coming at a cost. The entertainment world doesn't seem to like what he's saying. They've started to distance themselves from him, and it looks like he might be the next victim of the cancel culture. He has been outspoken about the powerful forces in Hollywood, suggesting that the Illuminati is behind much of what people see and believe. Once he started sharing these ideas, the industry seemed to push back by sidelining him, almost like they're forcing him into an early retirement and keeping him out of the spotlight. He has always been known for his unique and sometimes quirky ways, but his recent comments about the Illuminati have made things even more intense. He seems to be trying to shine a light on what he believes are hidden manipulations, and Hollywood isn't happy about it. But this isn't the worst part. Friends have begun to worry about his sudden step back from public life. He used to be a lively and outgoing personality, but now he seems more withdrawn, which is very different from the energetic person everyone knew. Since he left Hollywood in 2022 to focus on his art, he's become much more private, and many have noticed a big change in his behavior. This shift has led to questions about whether there might be deeper issues going on. Concerns for his well-being grew even more after he decided to leave Hollywood and focus on his art. In March 2022, during an interview with Access Hollywood, he mentioned that he might retire from acting, saying he's serious about it unless something truly special comes his way. He talked about wanting a break, suggesting that only a unique project could make him reconsider returning to the screen. But even with all this talk of stepping away, there's always the chance that he could surprise everyone again. After all, he's been known to take unexpected turns in his career before. So, while some worry about his well-being, others wonder if this is just another chapter in his unpredictable journey. Let's look at the real story behind a famous smile. Unmasking the real faces of comedy's giants. In a surprising turn of events, a well-known celebrity expressed a rare perspective on their life achievements that is seldom heard from individuals of their stature. During a recent public appearance, the celebrity spoke candidly about their sense of fulfillment. They mentioned their contentment with their accomplishments, stating that they believe they have achieved, done, and are enough as a person. This declaration, which diverged significantly from the usual relentless pursuit of more so common among celebrities, prompted a mix of reactions. Tommy Davidson, a popular American comedian with a long career, recently spoke about him. Davidson appeared on Mike Tyson's podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, where he joined Tyson and co-host DJ Whoo Kid. The trio talked about a wide range of topics, including Tyson's intense boxing stories and Davidson's experiences with other comedians. During the conversation, Davidson shared his opinion on who he thought was the most unpredictable comedian in the industry. As they dug deeper into each other's careers, Davidson took the chance to understand Tyson better, asking for his thoughts on some of the greatest boxers of all time. But that wasn't the most surprising moment. At one point, DJ Whoo Kid asked Davidson who he thought was the most outrageous comedian around today. Whoo Kid guessed it might be Jamie Foxx, but after a short pause, Davidson revealed it was Jim Carrey. Tyson quickly jumped in, calling him awesome. Davidson then described how his approach to comedy, especially his ability to stretch a single joke, often made him challenging to work with in sketches. He explained that his unique way of performing often set him apart from everyone else in the comedy world. To give a better idea of his style, Davidson stood up right there and acted out a scene to show his unique physical comedy. He showed how he would throw himself to the ground as part of a sketch, only to pop back up in a way that always had everyone laughing. Davidson imitated his wild and energetic actions, shaking on the floor to capture how he would perform, leaving the crew in fits of laughter as he repeated the act several times. But this wasn't the only time Davidson talked about him. On another podcast called Club Shay Shay, he discussed his own decision to step back from the entertainment industry. He talked about his choice to retreat from the public eye, saying it was driven by a desire for personal growth and satisfaction beyond just professional success. According to Davidson, he had reached a point where he wanted to focus on inner development and non-materialistic goals, like being a caring son and a good person. Davidson also reflected on his upbringing, where his mother taught him the importance of kindness and gratitude, shaping his own view of what true success means. Growing up in a family that relied on welfare shaped a young boy who knew the hard work of carrying groceries up several flights of stairs. His journey through the worlds of movies and TV brought a mix of triumphs and trials, even amidst significant success. Known for his vibrant roles in comedies such as Liar Liar, Bruce Almighty, The Mask, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Dumb and Dumber, and The Cable Guy, his path was anything but smooth. Next, a mix of smart choices and pure luck shapes a star's path, the Jim Carrey path. There were times when caution overruled instinct, like the decision to avoid picking up hitchhikers. Yet, there were moments when following his gut led to unexpected good fortune. His career also saw a shift as he embraced more serious roles, earning acclaim for his performance in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, alongside Kate Winslet. In his early days, comedian Rodney Dangerfield helped steer him toward comedy, recognizing his natural aptitude for the genre. His stint on the groundbreaking TV show In Living Color in the 90s marked a pivotal point in his career. Despite Rodney Dangerfield's encouragement, the early years were fraught with challenges. The New York Times highlighted his long, arduous journey to fame, a 10-year struggle filled with nights in comedy clubs, fueled by dreams of success and financial stability. Above all, his goal was to excel in his craft. At 15, his father secured him a spot at a comedy club in Toronto, though his initial performance met with jeers, not cheers. Undeterred, he returned 2 years later, delivering a more authentic set that was well received. By 19, he had relocated to Los Angeles to hone his comedic talent, catching the eyes of influential figures like Sam Kinison and Rodney Dangerfield. This recognition led to significant TV roles and paved the way for his rise to stardom. Despite his successes, setbacks continued to shadow his achievements. One notable disappointment was his failed attempt to join Saturday Night Live. His audition tape never reached the show's executive producer, Lorne Michaels. An insider revealed that it was dismissed in the initial screening round. Although Michaels later admitted to Vanity Fair that he had never seen the tape himself, the rejection was a bitter pill, but not a deterrent from his aspirations in the entertainment world. Lauren might not have approved, and maybe they were wrong, or perhaps they were right. Honestly, no one gets it right every time. But Carey found success and didn't hold any grudges against the TV show or its creators. He even hosted Saturday Night Live 3 times and took part in the show's 40th anniversary special in 2015. Think about it. Enjoying a reunion isn't always easy. And yes, Jim, you are quite a character. As the person started gaining recognition in Hollywood, they also encountered significant personal losses. Both parents passed away in a short span, the mother in 1991, followed by the father in 1994. In 2014, the individual acknowledged their father's influence in pursuing their dreams, citing his potential for a stellar career in entertainment thwarted by fear. In an interview with ABC News, the notion was discussed that many often opt for careers driven by fear, masquerading as practicality. The father, possessing a natural knack for comedy, opted instead for a stable accounting job, a decision that proved precarious when he was unexpectedly laid off. This realization underscored for the individual that even seemingly safe choices could falter. They stressed the importance of embracing failure while chasing one's true passions. For them, this translated into a wholehearted pursuit of acting and comedy, driven by a genuine love for the craft. Despite their knack for evoking laughter, they grappled with mental health challenges, seeking professional help to manage depression. During a 2004 60 Minutes segment, they shared their experiences with antidepressants like Prozac, which they eventually discontinued, desiring to feel more than just okay. Now, see how one moment can shake up a celebrity's world, exposing Hollywood's strained glitz. Their acting career, marked by notable highs and lows, recently took a back seat, though their fervor for the craft remained undiminished. They openly criticized actors Will Smith and Chris Rock following a contentious incident at the 94th Academy Awards, expressing disgust over the altercation while promoting Sonic the Hedgehog 2 inches in an interview with Gayle King on CBS. They condemned the event where Smith struck Rock over a joke concerning Jada Pinkett Smith's alopecia, labeling the moment as appalling. Furthermore, they continued to express their opinions boldly, both on and off screen. Their journey in the entertainment industry was anything but linear, contributing to its intrigue. During the Oscars, when an audience member yelled at Chris Rock to refrain from mentioning his wife, the situation escalated, yet Smith still received the Best Actor award for King Richard. This incident intensified their critique of Hollywood, which they believed had become too timid and had lost its edge. Applause for Smith post-incident was seen as confirmation of a suspected network of influential support aiding his fame. They suggested that Smith should have been expelled from the event immediately for his actions. Highlighting the inappropriateness of physical retaliation over mere words, they noted Rock's decision not to press charges, likely to avoid exacerbating the situation. They humorously mentioned the possibility of suing for $200 million, given the perpetuity of the incident's video. Speculations about Smith's connections potentially facilitating his actions, alongside rumors regarding his rise to fame, were rampant, suggesting possible underhanded methods to gain power, including aspects of his personal life. Even Jaguar Wright had something to say, claiming the couple's behavior was so strange that it scared off their guests. These rumors gained more weight when someone close to Smith, his former assistant and friend Bal, shared more troubling details about what he had seen. This revelation came around the time Jada Pinkett Smith spoke openly about her marriage troubles. She revealed in a special TV preview that she and Will had been living apart since 2016, even though they still appeared together in public. But that wasn't the worst part. This new information seemed to fit with the increased public attention they started getting after a controversial moment at the Oscars in 2016, when Chris Rock made a joke about Jada in his opening speech, despite her earlier request for him not to mention her. Back in 2016, Jada Pinkett Smith decided not to attend the Oscars. The reason? Her husband, Will Smith, wasn't nominated for Best Actor for his role in the movie Concussion. Jada didn't hold back her frustration, calling it unfair and hinting that there might be more serious issues at play. Adding to the mystery, there have been rumors that Jada and Will have hosted some unusual gatherings at their home, often involving young men. Singer Jaguar Wright has even claimed to have seen young men leaving their house looking deeply shocked. This seems quite different from the public image of Will as a regular dad, showing simple affection to his son Jaden, like giving him a kiss on the cheek. However, their relationship appears to be more complex. There have been moments where Will has been seen kissing Jaden on the lips in public, which has led to mixed reactions. Some people see it as just normal father-son love, while others think it might suggest something deeper and more complicated. Finally, delve into the hidden dramas of a famous family, shadows behind the Smiths' secrets. People have had different responses to these actions by Will. Some feel uneasy about it, while others say it's completely innocent. Will himself insists there's nothing inappropriate happening and denies causing any harm to Jaden. Meanwhile, the unusual gatherings at the Smiths' home continue to draw attention, with ongoing claims of non-traditional activities. Jaguar Wright's remarks have only added to the speculation, especially with reports of young men leaving the home looking upset. But that's not all. It has been suggested that Will might be taking inspiration from Quincy Jones, the legendary music producer known for his powerful influence and sometimes controversial presence in the music world. Quincy has shared many behind-the-scenes stories about famous people, revealing sides of them the public rarely sees. This possible link between Quincy and Will adds yet another twist to the ongoing story around the Smith family. When Quincy Jones spoke about famous figures like James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye, calling them queer, it caused quite a stir. He also described Marlon Brando as incredibly charming, even joking that Brando could charm anyone or anything, even a mailbox. This comment sparked many conversations and criticism, especially from a popular YouTuber. This YouTuber criticized Quincy, saying that Quincy's own comments about his sexuality made him a questionable source for talking about others' private lives. But the YouTuber didn't stop there. They also claimed to have a friend in Hollywood who was both handsome and gay. Through this friend, they said they learned a lot about different male celebrities, including Quincy Jones. There were rumors about Quincy being involved with other men well into his 70s, suggesting he might have had a hidden side to his life. Some even said he played a protective role for other gay men in the entertainment industry. Quincy's influence on the careers of many black artists is well known. Still, he has also faced some pretty wild accusations, like alleged connections to cults and secretive groups in Hollywood. For instance, Professor Griff, known for his conspiracy theories, has accused Quincy of being part of secret Hollywood circles. There were also rumors about Tupac Shakur's early days in Hollywood. It was said that he was pushed into uncomfortable situations by Quincy, who supposedly made unwanted advances toward him. But this wasn't the end of it. There was also talk about Will Smith and whether or not he was involved in these kinds of Hollywood situations. These ongoing discussions keep the intrigue and mystery around celebrity lives alive. In one particularly revealing moment, a commentator named Carrie spoke about an incident involving Will Smith. She suggested that his unexpected behavior at an event might have come from personal struggles. Carrie's comments struck a chord with the audience. It led one listener to speculate about the long-standing issues in Smith's marriage and wonder if these could be connected to his sexual orientation. This added another layer to the public's interest in celebrity lives, showing just how deeply the actions of famous people can affect public perception. What do you think are the real pressures faced by celebrities like Will Smith? Like, comment, and subscribe for more insights and discussions on celebrity lives.